Hey, this your boy Frank Gore. I'm listening to 49er Rush. Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I love it, man.
It's time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
Oh, I freaking love it. Welcome to another edition of the 49ers Rush podcast. I'm your host, as always, John Chapman. Now, today's episode is going to be a little different. It's not live. We're going to go through a full 7-round 49ers mock draft. And then at the end of it, I have an awesome interview with the mind of Sammy, who is a great friend, 7-year-old upcomer in, the entertainment industry. And I really enjoyed our conversation. I think you're going to laugh. It's an absolute great time. This kid knows more football than I would have ever known. We just had SportsCenter when we were kids. We didn't have YouTube and all these podcasters and content nonstop. And so I'm really, really excited about the future of kind of sports journalism, just because the amount of information that is available, whoever wants it can go get it. You know what I mean? Now, a couple of announcements before we jump into our mock draft. Number one, thank you to a generous gift from a Patreon member. Man, they're the absolute best. And if you haven't joined us on Patreon, please do so. The community is incredible. Head over there. Again, the link's in the description of this video. Patreon.com, type in 49ers Rush. Join us there. Give it a shot. It's the best material out there. All the draft footage, breakdowns, everything are there. But thanks to a generous gift, we will be giving away a t-shirt, a 49ers Rush t-shirt, your choice. We have a whole, description in this video if you want to check those out. The next 10 episodes. So hashtag CC, guys. Get them in. The next 10 episodes, we will be giving away a shirt every single episode all the way up to the draft. I love this community. I love how unselfish people are, and I love how people are just so generous to each other. So I just want to say thank you for continuing that, and just being able to help bring awesome people together, which I think is what this podcast is about. So without further ado, let's jump into the mock draft and stick around for sure for that interview. It's an absolute blast. All right, let's get this mock draft started. I wanted to just kind of show you where I'm coming from. We're using the Draft Network. I went ahead and traded Jimmy Garoppolo pre-draft for the Colts' 3rd-round pick. Now, the worst thing about the Draft Network is they don't put in comp picks, so I pre-traded for the compensation pick for Mike McDaniels leaving, so we still have that pick 104 there. Even though it's going to be late 3rd, it's going to be around the same number. So I'm not going to bounce around trade-wise. I still don't think that we're in that place. But this is a full 7-round mock draft. The first 12 picks have already been simulated, and you can kind of pick your speed with how fast you want this to go. And again, I understand this is a mock draft done before free agency, but I want to spend time just on kind of what we are looking at whenever we get to, where we're at. So right here, Green Bay's trying to fall back a couple picks, pick up a 7th. I'm going to decline that one. Not interested whatsoever. Finally on the clock, pick number 61. Let's check out the board. Wow. Sam Howell's still there. Breece Hall, the stud running back out of Iowa State. I think that this is far too early for a running back. I do not want to draft a running back early whatsoever. But there are some studs. Skye Moore, one of the biggest risers in the draft. You have George Pickens, who's a lot of fun, 6'3". The injury pushed him back for sure, but that's somebody that was going to be kind of a 1st-round pick. And I think this kind of shows you there are so many stud wide receivers. I'm not sure they'll all fall this far, but I can guarantee you some of these guys will be available. And I think this is a giant need for the 49ers. Edge Josh Paschal, one of my favorite players in this draft for sure, and fits exactly what the Niners need off the edge. I like that a lot. Now, we keep scrolling down. There are some options on the interior offensive line. Edge, and you can see the corners are gone. The corners that, I know a lot of people are like, dude, get a corner. They're gone, the guys I would target in this spot. I love Marcus Jones out of Houston. but I think the second round is just too rich for him. And again, we got a couple picks coming up in the third. I'm going to wait on Marcus Johnson. He's going to be one of my primary targets coming back if he is still available. Edge, there's a couple guys I like here. I love Josh Paschal. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now. But there are some guys, Majai Standers, I really, really like. Again, another possible third-round target. So there's some guys there. Let's look interior offensive line. Cole Strange, there's definitely some guys here. Cade Mays, there's some guys later on too. Man, Darian Kinnard, I like him a lot, and I have a very high ranking. I don't think the 49ers target him. He's a little bit too much of a big body. So, man, again, let's go back to just the overall board at pick 61, and I think it comes down to a stud wide receiver, which I would lean Skye Moore big time. You know, undersized, just huge speed guy. He would be he could play all three positions for us, but I think that he would compete for that slot role. And then you get close to the goal line, you'd put in Juwan Jennings. But man, I'm sorry, guys. Josh Paschal, he just fits. He just fits. And kind of exactly what we need. He's a bigger body dude. And he fits kind of what the 49ers always do with their defensive linemen, where he can play all over the spot. He can play everywhere. Now, he's not the pure edge rusher, perhaps, that everybody wants, the kind of D-Ford mold, but he is an edge player that would be with the 49ers for a very long time. And so, you know, again, if I'm picking, it's between Skye Moore and Josh Paschal, and I'm going Josh Paschal. We get an edge early. Oh, people already want to move around. It's not a bad trade. A third and a fifth to jump up 10 spots. I'm going to say no. I'm not trading fifth-round picks. Nope, we're declining that one as well. Moving forward, I want to see we're picking 73 here. Yeah, again, this is just, you know, they're wanting our sixth round to jump up 3 spots. I'm going to say no. You know, if there was somebody there that I was just in love with, then perhaps. But we already got our edge rusher. Now, I can't believe Sam Howell's still there. Breece Hall's still there as well. You know, if you're looking at just big board, those are some very prized picks that I like there. John Mechie's still there. Love him out of Alabama. Very savvy wide receiver that can kind of do everything. Calvin Austin, you know, more of a physical speed guy, but, you know, not very well versed at all. Let's go back to our corner. I was telling you guys, Marcus Jones, he is still sitting there. He would start our slot position day one with returner upside. That's kind of where I'm leading. Wide receiver, there are still so many stud guys that you can get late. I like John Mechie, and he would make this offense better for sure, but I'm going to wait just a second there. Let's see interior offensive line. Gosh, man, I really hate how this is fallen. I don't want an LSU guy there. They're a little too heavy-footed for me whenever I was doing the Alec Lindstorm I like, but again, this is way too early for him, I believe, a developmental center. But man, I think, you know, if I'm looking at, again, where is the best value? John Mechie. Where is the best need? I think I'm going corner. And so the last time I did one of these, I kind of punted on corner a little bit. I'm taking Marcus Jones. I don't care if it's early. I love this guy. I see they have him ranked in the 93rd player. I'm much higher on him, and he is a perfect fit. So that's who I'm going with, you know, and I think, we got another trade offer. I'm going to decline that one. You look at what we got so far. Marcus Jones, no, guys. Leave me alone, Cleveland Browns. Back off. We got an edge and a corner. Good news. These are huge positions of need, positions of value. Bad news, we haven't helped out Trey Lance yet. And I think one of the issues, and I think we could see the 49ers do this, is you've got to get at least 3 to 4 offensive picks in this draft. Like, I don't care where they are. Now, that's a whole nother debate. Here we are. This is kind of our comp pick territory. Comp picks coming up. So we got 2 picks within 11, right? So we're at our pick at the end of the 3rd round, and then we've got our comp pick for Mike McDaniel. So we've got a little bit of leeway. So whenever you've got 2 picks close to each other, you have to plan accordingly, right? So we're looking for, you know, what's going to be there and what can we possibly put off. So if we're just looking at the top end talent, there's some linebackers there. We don't need that. Zachary Carter, You know, he's kind of an undersized base end. He kind of fits what we just got. So interior/exterior guy. I'm moving on from there. Couple other corners that I like. Wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama. He's a 6'3" bigger guy. Not bad. Man, Spencer Burford. Oh, my gosh. This guy right here. Okay. I love this cat. Offensive tackle. He could play every position. Spencer Burford could. The UTSA Roadrunners, baby. So he's one of the positions I'm looking at. Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle. He fits what we want for sure, but he's going to be more of a tackle. The thing I like about Spencer Burford is I think he could play it all. Brunskill mold with way more upside. So that's one of the positions I'm looking at. Let's check our wide receivers that are there. Let's jump over here. Justin Ross, Clemson, again. Another guy that was a 4-star. He was the #1 player out of Alabama. Big slot, Z wide receiver. Fits what we do. Again, another guy that's had some injuries and has struggled. Oh, man, a lot of the guys I was wanting to target are gone. Oh, no, they're not. Here they are. I just got to scroll up a little bit. Man, you've got a lot of wide receivers here. So I'm going to wait just because there's at least 4 guys I'd be really, really happy with. Again, just focusing on the offensive side. James Cook. Man, late 3rd round. Whew. That one might tickle my fancy a little bit, but I do like Dameon Pierce a lot as well. Rachaad White, he fits what we do as well. Man, there's a lot of running backs. Again, don't take the shiny toy. James Cook would be fun here, but I'm going to say no there. Wide receiver, interior, offensive line. I'm going offense. I'm going offense for sure. I think I'm going right here. Spencer Burford, 6'5", 295. He is just exactly the type of offensive lineman the 49ers want. Help Trey. Let's get it done. Decline this. We're picking here in about 8 picks here now. Let's see what we got. I want to see which one of these wide receivers are available. All right, man, Khalil Shakir is still there. Really like this guy. 6 foot, 185. He's just dynamic. That's all that he is. Super, super quick. Alec Pierce, another fun guy, bigger guy. You want like small speedster. This is kind of like your mini yards after catch guy, but not an elusive route runner. He's, again, somebody that you could put in if Debo went down. That would be the position that he would be in. So there's a couple studs there that I like at the wide receiver position. Let's go back to offensive tackle. Ooh, Kellen Diesch, like him. Again, that's just a little bit too early. He was the one that ran the super fast 40 out of Arizona State. That's one of the targets I'm going to be watching later on. Let's go back to just the overall big board here. Ooh, Jalen Weidemeyer, one of my favorite tight ends, probably my #1 tight end, has fallen a ways. Man, he's a baller. That is a value pick. And this is a free pick, right? We got this because of our head coach leaving. This is about the same range that we got our cornerback last year, Thomas. Man, there are some studs here for sure. James Cook's still there. I love late running backs. Man, there are just some fun players. Mikhail Wright, 5'11", 178. The problem with him is he's my fallback. Mikhail Wright out of Oregon is my fallback if I don't get Marcus Jones. So we got our slot corner. We got some interior offensive line help. We got an edge player. And Majai Sanders is still there too. He is one of the most like undersized guys out there, but great first step. He's a lot of fun. And man, again, this is why you do mock drafts, because, again, we got Josh Paschal, who's a better defensive end than Majai Sanders, but Majai Sanders is a better pass rusher than Josh Paschal, right? So you got the better all-around player, but now you've got this guy that, man, he fits kind of what we're looking for. But I'm going to punt that. I'm going Khalil Shakir and getting me a wide receiver, building some depth, because you just have 3 guys currently. And you bring in Khalil. I think he's a lot of fun. Average route runner for sure, but this dude is explosive. Big threat, makes huge plays. So I'm jumping over. Let's do it. Wide receiver, scroll back up here. And again, I'm doing this and leaving James Cook on the board. I know some people are going to be upset with me there, and that's okay. I still love you. But I'm going Khalil. I really, really like this guy, Khalil Shakir out of Boise State. Might be a little early for him, but I've got to get me one of these wide receivers in a super deep class. And I just think, man, I'm very, very happy with where we are right now. Look at the positions: edge, corner, interior offensive line, wide receiver. Building depth, man, everybody's wanting to trade with us, and we'll do some of the ones where I go ham and bounce up and down the board like John Lynch will. But the whole goal right now is to find what type of player and positions are available in these different rounds. And we're going to pick up the pace just a little bit, paying pretty exclusive kind of focus on these positions, right? So if we're looking at, where we are, this is based on the team needs. We got our 4 first big needs: safety, backup quarterback. I think we'll go free agency, running back, interior defensive line, linebacker. I don't understand that at all. That is a very, man. Oh, look, Velus Jones still there. I mean, we could go, but Justin Ross is still there. We've got some stud, like injury concerned wide receivers. Let's look at the big board and see who's falling. Ooh, Martin Emerson. This is a fun outside corner. I think I had a 3rd round grade on him. I'm not the biggest fan out of Florida, but man, he is physical, a little too physical, got a lot of penalties. But man, if he does drop because some people don't like his film, I know Croc's really, really big on this kid. I love this pick right here. There are some stud running backs. Oh, I love Dameon Pierce, man. Oh, I love Dameon Pierce. We're in the 4th round. I'm going to wait. I'm going premium position, and I'm double dipping. We saw the 49ers do this. Martin Emerson, corner. I've got my slot guy, Marcus Jones. I'm building my depth on the outside. We saw the same thing last year with Diamador Lenore and, with Ambry Thomas. Why not? Make sure that cornerback depth that you don't have to bring back Josh Norman. You don't have to bring back Dre Kirkpatrick. You don't have to bring back number 27, even though they will no matter what. So here we are, 5th round 49ers special. This is where we dominate. We are picking 185, so we got another pick at 14. Now we're looking at, man, look at all, again, running backs drop. Look how many running backs there are. This is kind of, now I'm in, okay, I could totally do this, man. Rachaad White is a perfect zone fit. Ran, a very similar system down in Arizona State. We have that pipeline 100%. He's fun. I think he's a guy that the 49ers will have circled for some depth. Let's see what else is available out there. Safety is another position that I'm wanting to look at. Ooh, Brian Cook. I like this kid. He was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed. He fits kind of the split zone safety that we run. Very instinctual player. JT Woods. This is one of the Baylor track cats that went out there and ran the 4.3. So if you want a speed kind of, single high safety that could do it, he's right there as well. So you got 2 stud safeties just sitting there. God, man, that excites me. Let's see if there's an offense. Oh, Kellen Deach. I love where the 49ers are right now. I think this is a testament to this draft class. There are so many midday picks, middle of the draft picks, 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds. There's so much meat on the potatoes. Like, I love this. I love this. Kellen Deach. Gosh, it's hard not to go there. I'm going Kellen Deach because I think he is a perfect zone fit, very athletic. I think he ran the 4.8 40. And how big is he? 300 pounds. I love this dude. He's backup. You groom him. If McGlinchey isn't healthy, if you don't bring back Compton, this dude can compete. I'm taking Kellen Deach. I love that. And if we've got a running back available that falls to us, Rachaad White, oh, he just went right in front of us. That's okay. There's still a lot of dudes there. Man, that was so close. Edge, let's see who's there. Anybody that jumps out to me in interest. I'm not seeing it. Let's go back to our safety position. Oh, both of our guys are gone there. I got excited, guys. I got excited. We got another safety with special teams coverage in Yusuf Reed Blankenship. He's a split zone safety. I'm not feeling that one either. Georgia Tech. No, another hybrid. Nope, I'm not seeing it. I think I might have messed up, guys. I think I might have messed up. And once we get to this point, you start seeing, man, a lot of these guys, I think I messed up. I think I missed it. And that's why we do these. You figure out where the value is and where the value's not. Bummer, man. I would have really liked to have that. Justin Ross is still there? I think I'm dipping. On this one. 6'3", big slot / Z wide receiver for us. 5th round. I know we already got a wide receiver in Khalil. This is somebody that can compete for the outside. I'm tired of Debo. And, our wide receivers going out and bringing in number 17. I don't want to see that anymore. I'm doing it. Justin Ross. I'm taking the value pick, and we're going to hope he turns into another 5th round steal. And we're sticking with the theme of double dipping, just like we saw last year. We got 2 wide receivers. We got 2 corners, just like they got 2 corners and 2 running backs and 2 offensive linemen last year. So we've got a ways. Here we are into the 7th round, and now I'm going to just kind of pay attention to some position stuff. I want to get a running back for sure, and because I think we have a couple of picks here. It doesn't have our comp picks, so we just have our 2 picks here in the 7th round. I'm going to take a running back for sure. Abram Smith, he's from Baylor, 5'11", 221. Oh, dang. So he's inside zone. I'm going to say no. I'm looking for a burner. Where's my burner at? 6'1", 185. Oops, sorry. He's a wide receiver. Let's filter this. I have not gotten to, it's a change of pace back, not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody with speed, another big guy, Zonovan Knight, 5'11", 210. Kick returner, zone fit, boom. Donovan Price, Florida International. I'll take that right there. And now let's last pick here before we jump out. We've got edge. We've got 2 corners. We got an interior offensive lineman. We got a tackle. We got 2 wide receivers. And we got a running back. Let's go to the board, see if somebody pops. There's some edge guys here. 4-3 defensive end. Edge rusher that can effectively set the edge while also applying. Man, I'd love. You're not going to get a pure speed guy. Hybrid edge, hybrid front. What's his size? 6'6", 245. I like that. Safety, we never got a safety. That's a big mistake in this draft. Let's do that. So let's go Smoke Monday, all name team for Auburn. We're going to get that picked right there. And there we go. So if we look at just the picks that we got, I hate that we waited so long on safety. That bothers me till the last pick. I love the edge we got early. I love Marcus Jones in the 3rd. There's a lot that I like about this. That safety is a big red glare. If I could have swapped Kellen Deesh for a safety, because I think there were some game, breaking safeties that I think could have competed for a starting spot right there in the 5th round, I believe, pick 171. That would have made me a lot happier. So this is fun, though. I liked it. Let me know what your thoughts are, what I should have done differently. We got more of these. I want to keep doing these as we get closer and closer to the draft. So hopefully you guys appreciated it. I am so excited to be with a good friend today, Sammy, who knows as much football as I probably do now at a much younger age, in case you can't see this. And if you are interested in following Sammy, he is available on Instagram at The Mind of Sammy, Sammy, and he is represented by Bella Agency, which you've probably seen him in a lot of commercials lately, whether that's with Lily at AT&T, Home Depot, so many other things. Sammy, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be here.
I love it, man. Sammy and I have talked about football a lot. We met, I think it was hanging out with Frank Gore at the Super Bowl down in Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
Now, there's a lot of crazy 49er stuff going on right now. NFL, there's quarterbacks being traded left and right. Jimmy G still on the 49ers. Walk me through what you think is going to end up happening with Jimmy G.
So my opinion right now, what's going to happen to Jimmy is probably he's going to get traded to the Colts. Because if you saw that Carson Wentz got traded away from the Colts, and I'm saying that's where probably Jimmy would go, because I know the Colts have never had a good quarterback, only when they had a Hall of Famer there. But I know the Colts have been bad they're good and bad. I know they've beat us before, which was upsetting.
That was one of the most frustrating games last year where they just kept throwing the ball deep with all those passive interferences. But I'm with you. The Colts seem to be a great fit for Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, with Wentz being a bad teammate and they decided to get him out, Jimmy Garoppolo is the exact opposite. Now, I'm curious, Sammy, what would you say, what should we get for Jimmy Garoppolo? If we send him to the Colts, what should the Colts send us draft pick-wise? What do you think we should get for him?
Well, for me right now, I'm looking at maybe like a second round and maybe a fourth round pick.
Now, let me go. I'm going to put you in the GM seat here, Sammy. Let's say we get a second round pick.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest position that we need to address as a team? Where's our biggest weakness? Is it the secondary or is it somewhere on the offense? If you could pick any position that you think we need to upgrade, where should we focus?
We should maybe focus now a little bit on the running back side because I'm thinking like we should put Elijah Mitchell. We should not put so much pressure on Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel because like you saw with versus Minnesota, Deebo got hurt with her groin because he's accelerating so fast. He can't it's like he can't focus. And then he's getting hurt by getting pushed and stuff. So I'm saying maybe getting like a running back for third down because Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel only last for first and second. After that, they're like gone. It's like they left the building.
I think it's funny because when Kyle picks his third down running back, which right now it's JaMychal Hasty, who they just re-signed. Not sure how long he'll be around, but I think they signed him to a 1-year deal. I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. Now, I got to ask you about your get up, man. For those that can't see you, you are wearing one of my favorite hats. It says Lance Kittle 2022. I love it. Now, I know that you got a little bit of a hot take on George Kittle. We've talked about this briefly. So walk me through. You love George Kittle, but
I think he's not really gonna fit well again because now we're having other weapons, and now I think he's gonna be really I'm talking like the whole team. The whole team might be like dropping a lot of balls because they might not be used to like that 85 speed that Trey Lance throws.
He's got an arm on him.
And they're used to like that 40-mile-per-hour Jimmy. Like he throws. So you're not supposed to use a tight end that's really athletic and is able to get around the field. You're not supposed to use a tight end like that to block. Because as you see, like a couple times what happened, George like bumped into Jimmy, and you know how Jimmy's like really sensitive. Like if someone like even touches him, he falls down. So like we've seen it. We've seen that's happened before.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome, Sammy. That is awesome. Now, I might disagree with you on the Kittle take, but I do not disagree with you at all on your Jimmy Garoppolo analysis. And I love Jimmy, and I'm thankful for what Jimmy's brought to the team, but I'm with you. It's time for him to kind of move on. I hope we get to keep Kittle. Okay, let me ask you this. Does does Trey Lance have to make the playoffs this year? What happens if they don't make the playoffs with Trey Lance?
It's okay because he's still a rookie. He still has to learn. Like you said,
it's going to take him some time. Right?
He almost beat the best team in football at that time, the Cardinals.
When they were the first place team that had the best record in the NFL, he almost beat them.
Yeah, he almost beat them. He was just down by 7.
It was a close game. I remember getting tackled at the 1-yard line and saying words I probably am not allowed to say around you. I remember that. It was very frustrating. Let's talk about Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, who the 49ers have had a lot of problems with. Russell Wilson's gone now. Bobby Wagner, a potential Hall of Fame linebacker, they cut him as well the same day. What do you think this means about the Seattle Seahawks and the rivalry that has taken place with the 49ers?
So right now what I'm thinking is that they might drop down a lot, like how they were like a high quality team. 2021, they dropped down, and I think now they're gonna like go all the way down, maybe go in that potential place with maybe like the Browns and stuff. And then they're probably
I
gonna,
love it.
because then I don't know who they're gonna sign as a quarterback. Because then if Jimmy's gone, who else is on the board? A college player, maybe. But I don't think there's two. Probably Pete Carroll's gonna be gone.
He's the oldest coach in the NFL right now. And Sammy, this has been an absolute pleasure. Did you have a good time, man?
Yes, I did.
I appreciate all your thoughts and for sharing with us, and I love your passion and how much you understand at this age. So I just want to say thank you. And again, you can follow Sammy on The Mind of Sammy and follow all the stuff that he does with his acting and baseball. He's a huge baseball player. Opening day's coming soon, man. Excited for you there. He's represented by Bella Agency, so if you want to check that out and all that stuff, that is available.
And
Sammy, go ahead, brother.
And a new thing, if you guys want to follow my baseball team account, just go to Coach B Mendez at JGB.
Coach B Mendez, right? B Mendez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then go to there, 8UJGB, and then you'll see the fall championship. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. I love it. Absolute pleasure. Sammy, thank you, and look forward to having you on here again in the future, man. Take care, bud.
Take care.